Hi everyone, just here to show you a little bit more of this new squishy journal that I started with you. I'll show you that first, and then I've got this reading journal that I've started for myself, and I thought I'd just show you a little bit of what I was doing with that in case that was interesting at all. So I'll just get rid of this. Okay, so we've made our cover and we've got our insides and everything here. Okay, so what I'm going to do to just cover up this edge is to just put some washi tape down the inside of the along the edges here. So I'm just going to have a quick look. What did I do with those? I have got some flowery washi tape. So I think I'll use that one. So that's got quite a lot of the pink in it. It's got quite a vibrant pink, this colour. So I did have a question on my last video, which I'll answer here just in case anybody here kind of is interested. The question was about the paper, and the paper actually came wrapped around a bouquet of flowers that I got from Bloom and Wild. So, and I haven't had that same paper from them since. So I don't know if they still do it or not, but it would come with a bouquet of flowers. But the other thing that I did, because somebody had asked about it, is I looked it up to just see if I could see anything similar. And there's quite a lot of different floristry papers that come up when you Google it. So I would say if you like it, look it up on, just Google it, and it'll come up with different styles of floristry paper. That's what you're looking for. So I'm just using some washi tape here. Oops. To just go down the length of this as straight as we can. Not sure if I got all of that, so let's just put a bit more gooey stuff on. I always use a bit of extra glue with the washi tape because quite often it's not that sticky. It's more of a kind of masking tape type of level of stickiness. So it will stick, but it won't really sort of hold anything very much or stay down unless you literally just run it over a glue stick like that. And then just stick it down there like that. And that just gives a nice clean edge. Just trim it off. That's all very pretty. Okay, so I made the papers. I was going to have 2 signatures, but I don't think there's enough space on the spine, and I can't really make that spine any bigger. So if you look, I really don't think we're going to fit 2 signatures in there. It's going to be too bulky. So what I decided to do was to just, let's just pop this to one side for a minute, was to get together, that's what I was going to use for one signature. I'm going to try and, so these are all quite plain. It's got a bit of a rip in it, so we'll use a different one. Let's just take that few out of there like that. So I think now we're probably in a better place in terms of having, oh, sorry, I'm knocking you about all over the place, and I'm knocking everything else about all over the place. I'm pretty clumsy today. I don't know, I think probably I can put a few more pages in. So let's have the craft paper because that's quite different. Let's have this one. Let's have that one. Let's see if that's enough. Let's have a look and see if that's enough. Put those in there. Shuffle it all down. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. So that is that. I'm just going to put these into an order where they are not all. So we've got a brown one, we've got the grid one, we've got a pink one, another brown one, brown with stamps. We'll put the pink one a bit later. Plain one, a pinky one, a brown one, a slightly lighter one, a pinky stamp on. That's a bit darker. Put that separately. That's very white. That's that. And we'll put that round the outside. Okay, so now I've got them into some sort of order. I wonder if this would fit. Let me just have a look. Oh, yeah, that would fit. So we put that in the middle. Excellent. We can do that. I've got this. And then I thought this might be quite nice as well. We'll tuck that in. Where should we put it? I think I'll put it in the middle because I can grip it a bit better there. Right, that's good. Okay, so I'm just going to fold it in half and just, if you've got a bone folder, this is the time for it. I have got one, but I'm not quite sure where it is. That's that. That's nicely folded. Nice and crisp. And that's in there as well. Good. That's excellent. Might put the doily in too. What I was going to do as a cover. So more of like a signature cover, because I tend to have like a different colour on top of the signature cover, was to use this paper, which is like handmade silk paper. And I just think this is really, really super pretty. And I thought maybe the pink might go quite nicely with the pink on the flowers here. So I'm just going to fold it over. Like that, and like that. I think that will be quite good. So I'm just going to hold it together. I just want to have it a little tiny bit longer than the actual pages. And just try and eyeball it so it's straight. Okay, which is not completely straight, but it's not a complete disaster either. So what I'm going to do with this edge is I'm going to make this a bit longer. And then I can straighten it up. Pull this a little bit this way. Okay. So now, just need to trim off the top. Let's just do that. Perfect. Okay, so what I'm probably going to do, because obviously this isn't very neatly trimmed, is I will finish these edges off with something, maybe washi tape, maybe some lace or something like that. And then I will be able to pop it in to the journal, which is here. So now we've got it all kind of lined up. We'll just need to trim a little bit more of that off of that and that, and then we can sew it in. So I won't do the sewing in on this video, otherwise we're going to make it very long. I will do a separate video that just shows the 3-hole pamphlet stitch and getting this into the journal. So that's my little bit of work on that for this evening. I just thought I would show you this, because this is a little bit different to anything I do on here usually. So this is a journal that I have been working on for myself. It's not a journal that I've made myself. I haven't handmade this. This is a bought journal. And I'm just kind of getting more into reading again. So I'm just kind of thought it'd be nice to keep a journal of the books that I've read and any thoughts I have about those. So I've got myself this new journal book, and it's a dot journal. I've never used one of these before, so we're learning all the time. So this is my January. This was my January book. I think I did start something else that went into February, so I've put that over on February. Thought it might be quite nice to have some space here to write my thoughts about what my reading. I don't want to make it reading goals, because that kind of makes it sound like, oh, I've got to read all these books and there's a kind of like tick box exercise going on, and that's not what reading is about for me. So I'm just writing down the thoughts I have about the different books. So I did January and I've done February. I thought it'd be nice to have like a little sort of collage for each month on this page, and then some pictures of the books that I'm reading in February, that I read in February. Absolutely love these. These are great books if you like fantasy and stuff like that. Only problem with this particular series is it's a 3-book series and he's not finished the 3rd book, and it's been unfinished for some time. So fingers crossed he will finish it. And I did think about, do I really want to read something that's unfinished? But I'd heard such great things about these 2 books that I thought, you know what, I'll listen to them on audiobook. I count that as reading too. So yeah, really enjoy them. I so hope that he does the rest. There is chit chat at the moment about him making progress with the rest again now, so I hope he will do it. He's definitely worth reading. I have also got one of his short stories that I might read this month too, so we'll see how we go with that. But those 2 only recommend if you don't mind the fact that the trilogy is not finished. If that's going to pee you off, maybe not for you. So yeah, love those. Really love those. These are my March books. I love my little hair, bless him. Read The Secret History by Donna Tartt. I was reading the actual book, the hard copy of the book, but I didn't get too far into it. I was still having some of my vertigo stuff going on, and I found that I was a bit nervous about reading a book and like looking down at a book too long, because I felt that might make the vertigo worse. So I finished off listening to that on audiobook as well. So that's a great book. Really enjoyed it. It's quite slow, and it's not like the fantasies where you're kind of like pulled along into an adventure. This is more of a kind of slow delve into the psychology of a group of people, and it's interesting if you like that sort of thing. I liked it. I thought it was good. And the other one I read was a short story by Brandon Sanderson called The Emperor's Soul. Really enjoyed that. I was still going through some of my vertigo with that. So I'd like to read that again when I'm not feeling quite so anxious. Sometimes when I'm like looking down on something, that can make my vertigo worse. So I've actually bought myself a Kindle so that I can prop it up and read on my eye level. So I'm hoping that might help. But I really want to read Brandon Sanderson's The Way of Kings. And that's a big chunky book. So I thought I'll read this first and see how I get on with that. And I really enjoyed it. So I'm gonna, The Way of Kings is on my next on my list. I haven't put the April ones in yet because we haven't started on April yet. So I'm just going to push that down into the crease a bit more. So yeah, I don't know if that's interesting or if that's not interesting. But yeah, that is my new reading journal. So thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and like, subscribe and all that good stuff. And I will be back to do a little bit more of this little guy in the next few days. Thanks very much for watching. Speak to you soon. Bye for now.